Welcome to the Fandom Outpost, your podcast for all things pop culture.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Fandom Outpost, or specifically Fandom Outpost SideQuest. I'm Mark.
And I'm Bob. Hi everybody, welcome to the show. We got a quick little trailer reaction to the new 28 Years Later trailer that dropped this week, and we got a little excited about it, and we had to get our reaction out. So this is Mark and I's first time talking about it.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. And it's got a bit of a buzz about it. And I didn't check the date. Has it been 28 years, actually? It couldn't have been, right? That's not.
2002. We're getting...
So it'll be 2012, 2022.
Yeah.
All right, so it's 12 years later, or 22 years later.
22.
Sorry. Not quite 28 stuff. So I know that it stars Aaron Taylor Johnson this time. And I don't know, I don't know the other person that, well, it's terrible.
Cillian Murphy is...
No, but he's not in it, though.
But he's listed.
I don't see him on the poster, so I didn't see like first reactions of it, and he's not in that trailer. Although, yeah, rumors. We'll talk about that. Yeah. Oh, sorry about that.
And Ralph Fiennes is in it.
Ralph Fiennes is in it. So, all right, folks. Well, without further ado, let's go down on this little side quest with Mark and Bob, and
should we check it out?
Yeah, we should check it out.
Let's check it out. All right, here we go.
Yeah, I mean, if we got to talk a little bit. So, is that the Teletubbies in the front?
Yeah.
That's what those are, right? Okay.
It's like creepy, isn't it? We can talk a little bit.
Wait, sit here. Auntie, what's going on? Jimmy, sit still, keep quiet, and do not move from this spot.
Look at this girl. Look at this girl is sobbing. Look at her. Did you see her from second from the right?
Yeah.
Oh.
7, 6, 11, 5, 9 and 20 miles today, 4, 11, 17, 32 the day before. Boot, 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 moving up and down again. There's no discharge in the war. Don't look at what's in front of you. Boot, 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 moving up and down again. Men go mad with watching them. There's no discharge in the war.
Damn, dude.
You knew something was happening.
Yeah, that's creepy.
Stop. They will get the top of you. Boot, 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 moving up and down again. There's no discharge in the war.
Damn.
Try to think of something different. Oh,
That's Ralph Fiennes.
Right.
There it is.
Yeah, I know. I wonder what that is, what that lady's counting off. You know what I mean?
You mean the...
that little narration, wherever she's counting off.
I looked it up. It's a Rudyard Kipling poem.
Okay.
And it's narrated by an actor in like 1915 who did like a voice recording of it.
Oh.
So this is the coolest part of it for me is whoever constructed this trailer. This is one of the best trailers I've seen in a long time. And I don't know if the movie will live up to it or what have you, but I am jacked for this trailer.
Wow.
Yeah, the way they constructed this with that poem and the weird cadence. It's like I said, Rudyard Kipling poem about it was about the British soldiers in Africa, and they used it in training for other military things. It's
okay.
Yeah,
right.
It has this weird militaristic cadence to it.
Right. Well, the beats are in there, and the beats they coincide with the edits.
They have like the boom, boom.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Noise.
So it coincides with the edits until, of course, you get later in the trailer and you get little bit more extended stuff. And his quick side note is Aaron Taylor Johnson. Is he English by birth?
That I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know that either. I know that I've seen him in so many stuff with different accents, which is great. So I was just curious.
Yeah.
But I think this was rumored for years. And then, even people who were following everything were like, yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. Then it's like, no, it's happening. And then these people are supposed to be in it. Then this happens. And so I only heard about this officially maybe, a half a year ago and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't like it's in the zeitgeist every day. Here's more photos. Here's what's happening and stuff. You didn't hear a whole lot about that. And I'm just wondering if that was on purpose.
It hit me by surprise. I just kept seeing it on social media, and finally I'm like, all right, I'll check it out, because I thought, the part 2, I rewatched that last night just to kind of refresh my memory.
You didn't like that one? I liked that one a lot.
There was something that wasn't quite the same as the first one. I mean, I enjoyed it. I didn't know Jeremy Renner was in it. That was kind of neat.
Yeah,
there's some good actors in that.
He's got a good role, and his part throughout is kind of but the end he comes alive with the trying to get the car and stuff, and I just thought it was pretty good, because technically you need a hero. You have to have a hero, you know what I mean?
I figured he was going to be set up to do something, because they kept focusing on him, and then the family, and then
Well, that's the thing. Folks, if you haven't seen it, I mean, these movies don't exactly end, I guess, on a high note. Yeah, optimistically stuff. So, I guess the kids made it, which we should be happy for.
And that's 28 weeks later. We're talking.
Yeah, 28 weeks later, the sequel and stuff, and it would have been nice to see maybe those kids in this. Who knows? I mean, I'm going in cold. I haven't read a whole lot about it yet.
Yeah. Part 2 does the where there's the genetic immunity. They introduced that with the different color eyes, and there's like an immunity to the rage virus. So
the problem that I have with these type of movies, and so Britain being an island works better. Okay, it works better for this type of thing, because I remember in the first one when it came out, it was like, we weren't really sure it's everywhere, right? There's a couple,
right?
There's some conversations about it, but they're not sure. Now, I had heard stuff that things were filmed, but who knows? And then, of course, if you remember, like you said, you watched it recently, at the end of part 2, they come up out of, and they're in Paris. That's that final shot. They're all running through Paris. So I think Danny Boyle, he teased that. He kind of wanted to give it a bigger scope, but they just kind of left it in the first one. And the first one, folks, directed by Danny Boyle. I'm not sure if the second one was directed by him.
No,
I don't believe it was. Yeah,
I think it was written or produced. He was behind.
Yeah. And does he come back for this one?
That's the selling point. Him and Alex Garland. Yeah.
Absolutely. And the first one, I was just talking to Nikki about it. Like, it's got that grain quality to it. It's got that independent guerrilla filmmaking quality that we used to like about your Carpenters and your Tobe Hoopers back in the day. That was
2002, and that was one of the, if not the first, one of the first digital, filmed with a digital camera. And this new one is filmed on an iPhone 15 Pro Max, from what I read. I was like, oh my God. Yeah. So they're trying some new stuff. I enjoy that. That's probably one of the cool things about the franchise, is that it tries to do something a little different. And we talked about the zombies and
so
mode of movement and all that.
Well, if you were living under a rock, 28 Days Later did not get a wide release. I had some friends who were working in the theater business. I have since moved on, but they were like, hey, come check out this new movie. We want to check it out. And it was playing not in every theater. It was only a specific one. So up in your area, there's one up by Ann Arbor up there that it was playing in. So I remember that, because they were like, we're playing it, but your big Cinemarks and stuff aren't. But when I saw it, I was like, two things struck me. A, the long before The Walking Dead. Okay,
right.
Waking up in the hospital, which I don't know if that happened or not, but Walking Dead looks like they played homage to that right away.
Yeah.
And then this 28 Days Later is the first to feature, arguably, they're not zombies, but it's the fast-running zombies. Okay,
Mm-hmm, right.
Dawn of the Dead, Zack Snyder's remake of Dawn of the Dead would not be out until 2004. But he does get a lot of credit for that fast-moving zombie in the zombie genre, even though Danny Boyle introduced this type of creature early on.
Right. Was that just because it was a smaller release at the time, you think?
I think so. I mean, but, I'll admit the truth. 28 Days Later kind of scared the shit out of me because we were used to Romero. We're used to that stuff.
Right.
So we didn't get something that evolved yet. And even though they called it the Rage virus, it was just, okay. You know what I mean? What does that mean?
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's fun to pick through the new code for the zombie world,
Yeah. And I love the marketing from the movies. The movies are great, dude. They have that little, what is it, Fallout shelter symbol?
Yeah, definitely an emergency containment,
right?
Symbol. So yeah, that does catches your eye pretty quick.
Absolutely, I like that. But as far as go ahead.
As far as the trailer, it's hard to decipher, and this is probably to its benefit that it doesn't tell you the whole thing, which a lot of trailers nowadays tell you a lot.
Absolutely,
and you're like, oh, geez, I don't even need to see the movie. It's like, the last trailer that I enjoyed that was Long Legs. It had a good trailer that was just very mysterious.
Okay,
you didn't see Nick Cage in it. That was kind of the mystery.
Right.
And again, a lot of people are theorizing about Cillian Murphy being that zombie rising out of the grass, but
the grass. We both laughed at that part because we knew.
I read today though that's there's this artist in England that says he was the one playing that part. So because he's a really thin, gaunt-looking gentleman.
Yeah, and
so it may not be Murphy.
I don't think they would do that. I think that Danny Boyle will, because if you've watched 28 Days Later, first of all, 28 Days Later, you don't go right now and try to stream it because you're not going to find it anywhere. It's not out there. Yeah, but if you happen to own the DVD or Blu-ray, like Bob, I know you do, there's the deleted scenes at the end. There's like 3 different endings to that movie. The one that Danny Boyle really wanted was the character of Cillian Murphy got shot and he actually died. He succumbed to his wounds at the end. But audiences don't kind of like that kind of stuff, But him being the director that he was, I really thought he would have pushed that through. You know what I mean? I thought he would have been like, I don't give a fuck about you guys. This is the ending that I want.
Yeah.
So
and instead, or Jim's his name, the character.
Jim, that's
he
right.
survives with the 2 the young girl and the other girl.
Right. Who that one girl? She went on to. She in the latest James Bond. Was that her?
Oh, really?
Am I getting her confused with somebody?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, she like back then. I didn't. She was an unknown, but then she breakout now. She's like full blown now. So I didn't even know Cillian Murphy at the time.
I know that was pretty much an early role that
I knew the girl's father.
Oh right.
Oh my God, Gleason, Brendan Gleason.
Yeah, he's a great actor.
I knew him, and then Eccleston, who played the military compound leader. Those are pretty much the only faces that I recognize from that movie. Right. You know what I mean? So.
And Danny Boyle comes from train spotting.
Train spotting. Yeah.
So pretty good lineage of British actors in that.
Right. Well, the trailer. So
what do you feel when you see this trailer? What is it hitting you on? Because obviously you're not going to get a lot of story out of it, but it should give you a feel.
So the first thing that I don't like that it gives me, but it makes sense, is how part 2 ended. So humanity it's overrun now. Now it's like George Romero's Day of the Dead. The planet
building.
Yeah, I'm assuming the planet went through something in 28 years that has wiped out humanity. But if you notice that, I'm not sure if I saw guns in the movie. I saw a lot of hand weapons. Yeah. Aaron Taylor Johnson carries a bow and arrow. So does his companion.
You're right. Yep.
So
no guns.
I wasn't sure about technology. I'm not sure if I saw cars.
Well, you see all the drawings of the labor of our
Right.
community, and they had like very old-fashioned, like plows.
Yeah, it was like farming and
yeah,
and Watchtower. That was the one to the right, and they showed that picture of the Watchtower. I love the shot of whatever's on the hill.
The horizon shot.
Yeah, the silhouette where they're running.
The one standing still, and they're all running.
That's my biggest takeaway from this trailer. Why is there one standing still?
Well, on there's two different posters, and the one is kind of like holding a decapitated, I don't know if it's a zombie head or something.
Oh, I thought it was a spine. Is it a spine?
Yeah, with the spine hanging.
Yeah,
and,
okay.
The last thing is something about they evolved. So that's going to be a key point, I think, in this new film is like what part or how far have they evolved, these zombies? If you notice, there's kind of like this behemoth guy that's like you see his torso kind of running, and it's like this, and then also the soldiers in the dark turn around and there's this big hulking, you know, zombie type figure. So I'm like, did they like get massive or something? Or that's another speculation. But
that part 2 had and I, again, it just shows how ill prepared I am for these kind of talks. The girl that in the beginning you think she got killed, she's
the mom or the wife,
the wife
and the mom,
but I can't remember her name now.
Right.
And she's Robert Carlyle's wife.
Right.
He's the guy that flees.
That's probably the best scene in that movie, and it's harrowing.
That was tense, dude. Yeah, that's harrowing.
When he had to run for it, and she's caught in the upstairs window with the boy.
You can see the hands. You see something come and get her.
He's looking back, running, and
the
she's
window,
in the window, like, come back, and then she just gets like taken away.
But
that was
she's
harrowing.
She's the different colored eye thing. You know what I mean?
So,
and I don't think they really. Oh, part 2 had Idris Elba in it too, folks. So great actor Idris Elba. He was
that's right, yeah,
the commander. But like every zombie movies, it all falls apart. You know what I mean? That's what happened in part 2.
And they didn't have a backup plan in part 2. That was just like, we give 15 minutes and then we're just killing everybody. It's like they didn't waste any time. Well, nope, they got through.
Yeah, they got through. Wipe them out, dude. Dude, when they're in that subway thing, that's like you're just listening for those sounds. Like is somebody going and I'm like, oh my god, this is going to be brutal and stuff. And when he beats up and smashes his wife,
that was rough.
Like, and she's tied down. I'm like, oh my god,
I know.
Like I got to look away at that part. I'm like, oh, that is just brutal. But because of her, and I wonder if that plays into the third one where he says they evolve or something happens.
Yeah, if there's little traits that they're going to bring up and maybe expand on, that'll be kind of interesting. But it looks great. I mean, the Danny Boyle, the Alex Garland angle to it. And I got to mention Alex Garland because I knew the name sounded familiar, and I looked just to make sure. And he was behind the Civil War movie.
I knew you were going to say it, because he was behind that. So.
When I first saw that advertised, I was not geared up to see that. I was like, I don't know. Yeah. It seems kind of like a little sensational or whatever. But man, I watched that and it was good. I really enjoyed that movie.
I didn't watch it.
It was not what I thought it was going to be. It was not political. It was very from the angle of the news reporter, trying to cover the events that were going on.
Right.
And it's just the scene. I'm going to forget his name. It's
Jesse Plemons.
Yeah, the guy with the red sunglasses.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That's why I had the name in my head ready to go.
There's a few. I'm going to have to make a list of the most intense scenes of 2024.
Yeah, we should do that, dude. Yeah,
that scene of him with holding them by the pit,
right,
was so nerve-wracking. That was so intense. I mean, anyway, I don't want to get too far into that.
No, I didn't see it, but I know what you're talking about. Like I looked into it because everybody was talking about that.
And he's just like, what you doing and who are you with? And all, it's just like, oh my God.
One wrong word and it goes either way. Do you know that he was like asked by his wife because I guess the original person or something had to drop out or something?
Oh, really?
So is her name Kirsten or Kristen? Yeah, I think it's Kristen.
Kirsten?
Yeah, she was like, well, my husband could do it. And they asked him and he came in and filmed for a couple days.
Oh, man, he was good.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy.
And then Alex Garland also. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, he's good in a lot of roles. So I mean, he's one of those actors that kind of, when he's on screen, you kind of got to pay attention to him.
And Garland also did Ex Machina, which I kind of enjoyed that with the Oscar Isaac who's in it.
Folks, that is a phenomenal movie. Go find that one somewhere and check that out, because that did not go the way I thought it was going to go either.
No,
I mean, I kind of thought it would. You kind of get the whole rebellion thing, or not rebellion, but something,
technology versus mankind.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, but that one, I loved that movie, dude. That was a fantastic movie. Oh my god, I love that movie because the ending I was like, what?
Yeah.
So
double what? Yeah.
Yeah, double what? And it's very. I'm a fan of Westworld, the series Westworld, both the original movie and the HBO series.
Yeah.
So I was about to say
Ex Machina.
Ex Machina. It's got a lot of Westworld vibes to it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? That's a good point. Good comparison.
Yeah, but I really like that movie. I do. So we can assume that we like Alex Garland projects.
Yeah, so that's why I have very high hopes. And this comes out in June.
I know, of next year, dude. God damn.
It's like a long wait, but I don't want. It's like another one where I'm like, I don't want to see anything else about it. Yeah, I was coming across behind the scenes shots. I'm like, oh, I don't want to look. I don't want to look. I just want to go.
28 Days Later was a fluke. I mean, as far as like, you had a 50-50 chance whether that thing was going to resonate with, moviegoers. And at the time, because it was such a small release, it had such a great word of mouth that people were like, you got to go check this thing out. I don't want to see that zombie movie and stuff. It's not your typical thing. And I think you should go check this out, because it really did as somebody, I'll just quote this. Somebody a lot more famous than me said, the zombie genre was dead. It was gone.
That's a good point.
It was gone. There wasn't even something decent you could find in like the 90s. It was gone. This movie comes along, and even though it's not zombies, folks, it's rage virus carriers. He reinvigorated that genre, allowing people like Zack Snyder to come in and redo Dawn of the Dead, and then the rest is history. You know what I mean? Then you get your Walking Dead stuff, and then it's off to the races. But
that Snyder Dawn of the Dead opening scene is a good one too. With the little girl at the door, the mom and dad, and then the chase to the car.
Dude, at the end of the hallway, when she jumps up on her feet, I'm like, okay, something's going.
I don't know what is it with these movies and their opening scenes, but they really, when they nail that,
dude,
you're like hooked.
But sometimes it doesn't go the way you want. The movie doesn't hold up over the years. It's a fun watch, but it's like, okay. That one's
after that first scene, it kind of starts.
Yeah, it just kind of is what it is. Yeah, it's like, okay. It's very generic and formulaic characters.
Yeah.
There's nothing that really stands out. You know what I mean? There's a couple scenes and stuff that are kind of cool, but it's like, okay, what are we revisiting? If anything, it's really sucks, because the success or the cult success of, say, 28 Weeks Later fueled Dawn of the Dead, because Dawn of the Dead, if you look at the two side by side, even though they had budgets, your 28 Weeks Later has that grainy film quality to it, like it's an independent film.
And it fits the part 2 weeks later?
No, it's 28 Days Later, sorry. Okay. But it fits it so well. But then you go look at Snyder's Dawn of the Dead, dude, that's pristine 1080p. You know what I mean, dude?
Sharp.
Like it's like, oh, okay, a movie studio backed this or whatever. Yeah. And that's why I think 28 Days Later stands out amongst all its peers, because of the way the film actually looks. And I can't get into all of it right now and stuff, but my wife looked up all kinds of stuff about the streaming and what's coming out and things like that. And there's a whole rights issue. That's why it's not out there. And it has to do with 20th Century Fox and, that being acquired by Disney and stuff. And one of the things that we love is what I just mentioned, the grain quality of it.
Right.
So it's made it very hard for restorative processes. They want to lose that grain quality. So you can't just take something and say, okay, now we're going to 4K it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I just saw today an advertisement for the 28 Days Later coming to digital. So there must be something in the works to get that released on a wider scale. So,
well, if it, Nikki simply said, whatever you're going to do, if you release it on digital, if it maintains the quality, then just release it on like a Blu-ray. Like, re-release it,
Yeah, re-release it or something. Give it something.
Yeah, give it something. Don't push it that far forward.
I don't know how I just happened to snag that at a disc replay or something. I don't know why I did it, but I'm glad I did it, because it is kind of a tough one to find. So
yeah, I wouldn't be able to get it right now. I'd be the victim of secondary market.
Yeah, right.
So, and I'm not paying $150 for it.
Well, especially with the trailer coming out now, everyone's awakened to it again, and it's gonna be like, I saw prices on eBay. I was kind of curious and was like, $75 to $100 for that, original Blu-ray.
Yeah,
just
that's
for the part
that's
one.
ridiculous,
Like,
and that's a scalper.
right?
You know what I mean, like I said, if they could get it out for streaming, we'll be all set. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it used to, or be on cable or something. I mean,
Right,
I've watched it before, but you just don't see it out there a lot now.
Like you say, it's probably some rights issue or something.
Yeah. But folks, I want to know what you guys think of the trailer for 28 Years Later. I'm super excited. I guess I'm more of a Danny Boyle fan than Alex Garland, but it's nice that two of them are there and
back together.
We don't have anything about Cillian Murphy yet, but I'd like to see Jim, like not as what the rumor suggests,
right now.
But
I don't think he will be I don't think that zombie was him.
Yeah, I
keep reading.
It's just funny though because it does.
It was
look
a great
like
speculation, and it was like I love stuff like that where you're like, is it not?
Yeah. Oh my god. Well, if you go back and watch 28 Weeks Later, dude, he's almost emaciated in that movie.
He's very
like Cillian Murphy is. Yeah,
he's in the hospital and all that. Yeah,
he's in the hospital with a full nude shot. It's really awkward. Like he's in the bed just laying there completely nude, and he looks like he's dead because he's emaciated for the part. Yeah. Reminds me of oh my god, who plays Batman?
Christian
Bale in The Machinist.
The Machinist. That's a tough
it's
movie.
like that. Yeah, so holy cow. But I'm glad those guys are coming back. So a pro is those guys coming back. I like a new cast. I'm a fan of Aaron Taylor Johnson. So I'm
not as familiar with him.
He's good for me. But I also, the con for me is like, please don't let it go down your typical, like, oh, we build a society.
That's what it's gonna.
Then they break in and it all falls apart.
Well, it's always it ends up being humans are the worst enemy kind of thing. And that always seems like a Walking Dead.
There you go. That. See, we got season upon season of The Walking Dead for that. So Danny Boyle's smarter than that, dude. He can't. Right. I mean, come on,
I mean, they do say something about humanity and mankind, but
right.
They also have a cool way of weaving in the horror.
The horror. So, no, I get it. Well, give me your pro and a con. I heard your pros, but what's your cons on it?
Cons? Like you said, it's only just a slight worry, like what the actual story will be. But I feel so like I'm hoping the filmmakers are behind this trailer, because whoever's behind this trailer, I trust, because that's the vibe that I want. And it's like they connected to past artistic works and this eerie, weird vibe of like an old timey feel. So, and even the Teletubbies are kind of old timey and weird.
That's a weird one, man.
Yeah,
that's a weird one.
It starts off with a weird vibe.
And dude, what's killing me is the like the blood, like it worries me that like those kids are going to get fucked up.
I don't want to know.
Yeah, please. Dude. Like I'm like, oh my god, folks. If you're not familiar with Danny Boyle's work, I just pulled it up. He did that 127 hours with James Franco, or is it James Franco? Or is that the younger brother?
No, I think you're right. Yeah.
He did that.
Caught in the crevasse.
Yeah, that's it. Academy Award-winning Slumdog Millionaire.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it's like he's a fantastic visual director. I think he has a unique style and stuff like that. So, and of course, Train Spotting. You know what I mean. So,
I'm happy to see he's behind this again, and that's what I mean. I'm just like, I'm putting all my trust, and I'm like, I'm going to set it on the shelf, and like, okay, when summer comes, that's there, and I can't wait. So,
well, that's what I used to feel about Ridley Scott, and then he's kind of. I don't know, dude. I think, that's a story for another time.
Yeah, for another pod.
I get it. Yeah. Because I think that you get money thrown at you, and, I think him going, hey, I'm willing to do a third movie in that trilogy. I think every studio is going to be like, oh, my God, yeah, here's a bunch of money. That doesn't mean it's going to be great.
Right.
But anyway, so that's pretty good.
Like, I don't know. I'm excited. This thing got me super excited, and I'm glad.
Yeah, it did, man. You rug me up real quick to get this out.
I'm like, wait. At first, it takes a little bit to sink in, and then I was like, wait a minute, this is really awesome. This trailer is cool, and I'm like,
I didn't know it.
Talk about it.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know it had actually dropped.
No, I didn't know either.
I came across it like my feed, and I was at night and stuff. I was watching it with my wife. I was like, oh my god. So yeah, when you started getting the wheels in motion, I was like, yeah, we should. Let's do that.
And I threw it on our Facebook page, so people out there, check out our Facebook page. We'd like to try to keep current what's coming out, and I know we're all in on the Nosferatu. I mean, that's going to be our next project probably coming up.
Yeah, I would love to expand on our talk today about what we think a good trailer is and what we think a bad trailer is, because we had folks, we did a trailer reaction for Salem's Lot, and the song Sundown, like that. Yeah. That's a hook, dude.
That one got me too.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I wanted to revisit that with that. Yeah. So,
because I was like, I wonder if it's the same person. it was like such a good use of music and feel and vibe and groove. And sometimes a trailer gets you excited.
I'd love to do that, dude. I think at a future pod, we should talk about like the idea of a good trailer and the idea of a bad trailer.
And I know we can hook our third partner in, Jim. He'll definitely be in on that one. We couldn't get him today. He had some stuff going on, and hopefully we'll get him next time.
We got this.
We SideQuested without him.
That's all right. All right, folks. Thanks for joining us. And as always, Bob, take us out.
Yep. Join us on our social media. If you could, please check us out on Instagram, the Fandom Outpost Podcast. We like to share our collections and what's our interest in things and pop culture and movies and TV and all that fun stuff. And our Facebook page, like I said, we try to keep things up to date on what's happening with movies coming out, and we get to comment on that and hopefully interact with you on social media. And if you could please like and subscribe to this video if you enjoyed it, we'd really appreciate that. Check out our back catalog. You might find some interesting episodes to check out. So check us out on the Fandom Outpost on YouTube, Spotify, and wherever you get your podcasts. And with that, I guess we're going to say so long, and we'll see you soon for maybe some Nosferatu fun over the holidays.
You know what I almost said? I almost said, we'll see you at the movies. But that's like, Siskel and Ebert used to do that line when they signed off their thing. I forgot about that.
We'll see you on the internet.
Yeah. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.